what has happened with Julius Randle is, and I said this the other day, but now I'm going to add to it, it is the absolute most alarming and swiftest fall from grace in my lifetime for a New York athlete. Never has somebody gone from such an uplifting, unifying, galvanizing figure to somebody that we suddenly detest in the sporting sense, to be fair. Okay. It went from what's wrong with Randall to it is so toxic, it is so poisonous, it is now so detrimental to the rest of the young players on the roster. They absolutely, no questions asked, they must, and I mean must, get rid of him.
Well,
he must go.
How could it have been that there was progress with Julius Randle over career progress from his start in Los Angeles, and then he goes out to New Orleans. Like in Los Angeles, he never felt like he was in the right. It never felt like it fit. It just wasn't. It didn't feel right. And then he goes out to New Orleans and he starts to play pretty good in New Orleans. He comes to the Knicks. It's a little bit of a struggle, but last year he explodes and, leads the league in minutes. He played every minute. He hustled. He had a really high PER, almost 20. And it felt like this guy's on his way. I can't call him a kid because he's 27 years old now. It felt like he's on his way. And now this year, something feels amiss. Not just in his effort, but it's also in his shooting. It's it's in his carelessness with the basketball. I mean, it's 4 to 7 turnovers a night.
Yeah, it's 7 2 nights ago.
Exactly. He had 4 last night. I think he did.
He did.
And so it's easy to just say he sucks. Get rid of him. But the harder, I think, conversation is why does he suck right now? And I keep pushing on this, BT. And
we're two different parts of the room here.
And nobody wants to talk about it. And I'm so glad that Van Gundy did last night. Jeff Van Gundy went after him and basically went after Coach Thibodeau, that is. I didn't get to my point. You're on the Julius Randle side. I'm on the coaching side. Said you can't keep trying to do the same thing. It's the definition of insanity. It's a cliche now to say it, but whatever. It's the truth.
It's true.
He keeps trotting out these same lineups that just feel uninspired. And at this point, you're 3 games below 500 now. You're trending to the lottery, as you said many times, BT.
Yep.
And shouldn't you just say, let's try to get some of these young guys some minutes, even if I don't fully trust them, Obi Toppin, because that's clearly the case. Maybe I should try different combinations of lineups.
Reddish.
Obi Toppin and Julius Randle they just don't play on the floor at the same time. Cam Reddish is getting 5 to 10 minutes a night. You traded assets
garbage time too.
In garbage time, exactly.
Grimes is getting some meaningful runs.
He
likes
because
Grimes, and I like Grimes.
Because he's turned into a really good defender.
I like Grimes.
He's turned into not a lockdown, but he's a really good defender. He does things right. He shuffles. He's where he needs to be.
Yep. He knows when to go above, runs at the screen. He plays with integrity.
And so he's got the trust of Tom Thibodeau. But at some point, Tom Thibodeau's got to stop being stubborn about his method of distributing minutes and who's going to play with whom, and ultimately just experiment with something new.
I agree with you on that, Teak. I am not here to combat that. I am not here to absolve Tom Thibodeau. I'm just done.
And I bring that up, though, BT, for a reason. Because I think, to me, it feels like when I watch Julius Randle, it's like he's frustrated. Like he's frustrated with the role that he's been asked to do. I mean, I know every basketball player we kind of assume is selfish and that they want to be the ball handler. They want to be the guy pounding in the rock, crossing a guy over, making him miss, go to the rim type of thing. Like we assume every player wants to be that. Julius Randle, I think, has found, if anything else, he's learned this year, that's not his skill set. And so, but he keeps getting put into that position, right? He continually brings the ball up the court. It's all because they don't have a point guard. But why is Julius Randle being put in a position where he doesn't feel empowered, right? Because
I don't care, quite frankly.
Yeah, but you should.
No, I
Because
don't care.
I think that is the reason that he's not playing up to snuff. He's not comfortable in what he's being asked
He
to
was
do.
comfortable doing it last year as a facilitator. He was like 6'7" and 6 assists a game.
Yeah, but last year was a little bit of a different construction.
But he was still deployed the same way. Yeah, there was nobody in the building, but he was still fundamentally playing the same way. Here's what I was going to say before. I am done. Finished. It's over. Talking about like the whole trajectory, what he was with the Lakers and the Pelicans and Land. I don't care.
So you're giving up on Julius Randle.
I've already had 100%. Was I not clear on that? Done. I now root against him. No, I swear to God, I root against him. And the reason why I root against him is because there's been such an obvious dereliction of responsibility as a team leader. Number one, by the way, I said I was going to get worked up, so I'm going to bring it down a notch. By the way, once again, last night, after a plus-minus of north of 30, minus 30-something, I think 34, which is like Tiger Woods shooting a 97 at the Masters.
Yeah.
That's how bad that is. That
R.J. Barrett was just as bad.
I understand that, but Barrett's a kid, and Barrett plays his ass off, and he plays hard.
No,
Randall's loafing up and down the court. Like
he shot well.
Okay.
Barrett shot well. He just played zero defense.
Yeah, I mean, so the reason why I am done with Randall is that he doesn't even want to be here. There is not an ounce of conviction. There is not an ounce of projectable professionalism. Again, last night, Knicks didn't make him available to the media, which is pathetic. Julius Randle, I can't. Everybody, we had fun. Like, I got on Barrett when we first started the show, and then Barrett started going bonkers. Like, I honestly don't have the energy to do this every single day because this is not going to get better. They're going to get their asses handed to them out west, probably lose all 5 games. The Bucks will take care of us, I don't know, tomorrow night, whatever it is, because the Cavaliers just beat the snot out of the Bucks, and the Bucks are going to be pissed off. So we're going to keep losing. We will be in the lottery, the Knicks. We will be in the lottery. And don't tell me, well, Derrick Rose is going to – if we need and I like Derrick. If we need a 33-year-old point guard with a busted-up knee to come and salvage the season, then Leon Rose has done a horrendous job. So what they need to do now is get him out of here. I don't want to watch him play. I don't want to watch him – oh, wow, hey, Julius, guess what? It's called the double team. When you get the ball, they're going to run a second defender at you. I know this is next-level basketball stuff, and you've never seen it. Meanwhile, he sees it every night.
Yeah.
So you're probably not really prepared to react to it the right way. I know we do it in practice every day, and I know we watch it on film every day. He still does not respond quickly. What is this? Knicks first round exit. Wait, what's going on here? Knicks. Well, I'm all. I see Donovan Mitchell in front of me.
I wish I had recorded
Knicks,
your reaction.
It's on somewhere. It'll be on YouTube.
Don't worry, Gallo has this.
Wait a second.
Gallo has. Oh, you have the reaction.
The Knicks are, quote, a first round exit from landing Jazz star Donovan Mitchell. Quote. Oh, my buddy Rick Bucher. All right, he's part of the source here. He's under contract next 3 years, but that's not stopping speculation. He may attempt to force a trade to the Knicks. All right. Take what listen, first of all, Randall, I'm done with Randall.
Look at his mood change.
Take
his mood
Mitchell
changes
Robinson,
immediately.
Take whatever you want and get Donovan Mitchell here. Let me just finish one more thought on Randall. And listen, I'm not trying to be cute. Not, look at the lunatic in the middays yelling again. No. The reason Randall has to go, Teak, and as a former athlete, nobody could appreciate this on this floor more than you and Boomer.
Yep.
All right? You have to know that when he's sitting there, shoulders slumped. By the way, I got fed pictures from fans who were at the game last night in Miami on Twitter this morning. They're sending me pictures from their seats. Julius Randle is not even in the huddle.
Oh, wow.
All right? So he's slumped shoulders. He's jogging up and down the court. He's chucking up air balls. He doesn't recognize the double team. He doesn't want to play here. Donovan Mitchell, that's the next obstacle. Get him here. But they have to trade him. Now, they can't trade him until February 3rd. And I am not in the prospects, we all invest whatever, of getting 50 cents on a dollar. I'll take 35 cents on the dollar. This cat has to go.
7 days.
It is over for him.
7 days from now, that's when he can be traded. And
you know what I would do? I'm sorry.
But what else are you
If
willing?
he pulls this nonsense once more, I would put him in street clothes and say, you're done, dude. You're not playing. I'd bench him. Don't start him.
Well, here's the thing, and not to come back to Tom Thibodeau, but let's go back to Tom Thibodeau. At the end of the day, that's what got Kemba Walker on the bench, right? He didn't want to go. When was this? This was before we were net local, so it was early December, I believe, where he
sat for 8 or 9 straight games.
Yeah, but it was because he didn't want to go into a game.
No, his knee was barking.
I know it was, but it was also more than physical.
I view it different than the Randall situation. Very different.
I understand
Very
this,
different.
but if you're Tom Thibodeau, I remember reading these local newspaper articles about Kemba Walker being in the doghouse with Tom Thibodeau and how he just wasn't playing him. And obviously it was physical. It will always be physical with Kemba Walker. Mm-hmm. But he was trying to get him to play a certain way, so he wasn't playing. Why will he not do that with Julius Randle is the question. Why is he so dependent upon putting Julius Randle in unless he's trying to embarrass Julius Randle?
I don't think he's trying to do that because he's embarrassing himself.
I agree.
So
then why not do that? Right? Everybody wants to see Obi Toppin, whether or not he's fundamentally sound on defense or not, whether or not he's a good three-point shooter, which he has been the last 2 games, by the way. 2 or 3 last night. He was 3 or 4 the night before. Yeah. So he's knocking them down. Change his stroke a little bit. He's looking the part for a little. We want to see him.
Yes, we do.
Right? But it's binary. It's either Julius Randle's on the court or Obi Toppin's on the court. And by and large, it's been more Julius Randle than Obi Toppin. So why won't he? It sounds simple, right?
Well, and there's actually a simple answer. It's a very important question. Actually, it's among the most, if not the most important question with the Knicks right now. Why does Thibodeau remain so stubborn in how he uses his players? And I think the simple answer is this, Deke. I think that he is just fixated on competing, which I certainly respect. He doesn't have time for a rebuild. He has no interest in being in the lottery. He was excited from last year, saw some good things. I think he got fed a couple of players he did not want. Fournier would be 1, Kemba would be 2. I don't know if he wanted to draft Toppin, I don't know. But nobody thought that Randall would pop last year the way he did, so they probably thought there was a pathway for Toppin to get his developmental minutes without Randall being in his way.
But they paid him.
Oh, I know, but they didn't give him the max, thank God.
It doesn't matter. He's still making a good amount of money.
But it's not exorbitant to the point where you can't move him.
Yeah,
you can move him. You can absolutely move him. So I think the short answer is that Thibs is trying to win, and there's a dearth of talented players on the team that, in his mind, will put him in a position to win. And I think when you coach Randall last year, and he's second-team All-NBA, it's not like he's running a guy out there who's never done it for you. He did it, granted, empty arenas, 72 games, Hawks collapse in the playoffs aside. Julius Randle was a beast last year. Nightly beast, all-around beast. And Thibs knows that, so he's probably honoring that to an extent, and he's probably saying there's not as many options as people think, but he's got to go. He has to go. Must be traded, must be gone.